Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another reading. Before we get into the reading, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So this reading is going to be on Nicki Minaj and a few of these female rappers that she recently followed. Before we get into the reading, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. So let's start off with Nicki Minaj and Akbar V. How does Nicki Minaj currently feel about Akbar V? Akbar V. She is a rapper. She was on Love and Hip Hop. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Akbar V? Okay, so the King of Wands, that talks about entrepreneurship. This talks about making money with somebody. So I do feel like Nikki is definitely eyeing Akbar V. The Ace of Swords is here. That talks about growth and potential. We do have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and that talks about short-term rewards. So that means that she doesn't really believe that Akbar V right now is going to last like 10 years in the game. But in the future, if she gets like the proper training, if she improves her rapping, because she's good, but you gotta always level up. So she kind of feels like right now she doesn't see longevity in Akbar V. And then we also have the Eight of Swords in reverse. That talks about restrictions, negativity, negative thoughts. And also, Akbar V has gotten into trouble with a few people in the industry. Somebody said that Young Thug like slapped her or something like that. I think she got beef with Alexis Sky or something like that. So, Nikki is worried about that. Worried about her getting into trouble. The Strength card is here in reverse. That talks about lack of wisdom. So she's like, I don't know if I really want to work with somebody that's a troublemaker, but she does feel like she's talented. In the Ten of Swords, this talks about betrayal. So she is worried about being betrayed by, these female rappers. The Eight of Cups in reverse, that talks about giving something a try. Okay, so I do feel like she could possibly work with, Akbar V, giving her, some type of mentorship, but she is worried about how, she moves within the industry because, Akbar V, if you watch Love and Hip Hop, you know that she's a person that likes to fight. I don't know if she got into anything recently, but somebody said that Young Thug like slapped her. I swear I saw that on the internet. Like she got into some little scuffles and stuff like that. She got beef with Alexis Sky. I believe Nikki is cool with Alexis too. So let's see. How does Akbar V feel about Nicki Minaj? Akbar V. Okay. She is a rapper. She was on Love and Hip Hop. How does she feel about Nicki Minaj? Yeah, she feels like she can make a lot of money with Nicki Minaj. The King of Pentacles is here in reverse. And that talks about obsessed with wealth. Okay, so she's trying to get to the money. The Chariot card, that talks about a direction, success. And then we also got the Judgment card in reverse. And that talks about Nikki might have trouble with Akbar V's attitude or lack of accountability. It seems as though Akbar V will have challenges with connecting with certain people in the industry because of the way she might have behaved in the past. And I also believe that she is Kandi Burruss's cousin from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, and Kandi and Nikki are cool. Okay, so the Four of Wands is here in reverse, and that talks about private achievement. That means that she's going to try to connect with Nikki behind the scenes, try to talk to her, DM her or something like that behind the scenes. That way so that they can make money together. Okay, but she really wants it. She really wants Nicki Minaj to help her, but she's going to have challenges with having connections within the industry because of, past events. Let's see. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Flo Milli? Okay, I think she followed her. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Flo Milli? She's a rapper, Flo Milli. I'm shocked that Nikki didn't follow Bree Runway, because Bree Runway is very talented too. I don't know if she deserves a collaboration, but I do think she's talented. So how does Nicki Minaj feel about Flo Milli? She's a female rapper. Interesting. I feel like with Flo Milli, there could be a tower moment between these two, which means that there could be a switch in their relationship. The tower card is here. That talks about a change, usually for the worse. So if they do work together, something will happen. The devil card is here. That talks about making money off of somebody. The Queen of Wands, she likes that, Flo Milli has, confidence, especially because, Flo Milli is a dark-skinned woman in the industry. So she respects her confidence, the way, she represents herself. The Knight of Swords, driven to succeed, thinks that, she's going to be successful in the future. The Ten of Wands, that talks about burdens, okay? So she feel like it might be a little difficult for her. Even though Nicki Minaj is light-skinned and she's pretty and she's very talented, a lot of people don't realize that if Nicki did not look the way she looked, it would be harder for her. Okay, so she's thinking about that also. And then we also have the Queen of Cups that talks about beauty, nurturing, being like a mother figure, compassionate towards people. So she does want to take few of these female rappers under her wing, but she will have a tower moment with Flo Milli in the future if they do work together. Okay, there's going to be a switch in their relationship. Okay. Let's see who's next. Oh, let me see how Flo Milli feels about Nicki Minaj. How does Flo Milli feel about Nicki Minaj? Flo Milli, she is a female rapper. How does she feel about Nicki Minaj? I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Flo Milli is a fan of Nicki, but I don't feel like she has a love for Nicki Minaj. Okay? I'm being honest with you because the Hangman is here. That talks about stalemate. Okay? The Hermit card is here. That talks about withdrawal. So I do feel like she is a fan, but I don't think she's what you would call a barb or somebody that's like, really invested into Nicki Minaj. And then we also have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and that talks about somebody that could be kind of moody. Okay, so it's almost like she doesn't really, I think that she respects Nicki Minaj and her talent, but I don't feel like she likes Nicki as a person, if that makes sense. Like you can like somebody, respect their craft, but you may not like them as a person. Like I respect, Camel Face's craft, but I don't really care for him as a person. Like I don't like the way he moves. Cups, that talks about building a foundation. So she wants Nicki to take her to the next step in her career. I kind of feel like it could be a similar situation to like the Megan Thee Stallion thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get this collaboration. I'm gonna let you help me, but we ain't that cool. Like I'm gonna make it known that you're not going to be stomping my bags, or I'm gonna collaborate with whoever I want to collaborate with in the future. And I think Flo Milli is cool with Cardi B, so that could be the reason why her attitude is like that. Okay. Moving on. Who else? I'm gonna do Doechii. I think that's how you say her name. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Dochi? She is a new artist signed to TDE label. How does Nicki Minaj feel about her? Dochi. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Doechii, the female rapper? She is signed to TDE. I feel like they definitely will be communicating in the future. Like the Queen of Swords, that talks about direct communication. So she sees a lot of potential in Doechii. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles, that talks about financial opportunities. And she kind of sees her as her competition, because the Five of Swords, this talks about competition. I think she respects, you know, the way she raps, her pen game. Okay, the King of Swords, that talks about power, intelligence. Okay, and then we also have the Justice card here in reverse. Okay, that talks about legal situations. We also have the King of Cups, that talks about creativity. So I do feel like there's a very good chance that she, you know, talks to Doechii, but Doechii's already signed to a record label. Okay, I believe she's signed to TDE, so maybe they'll work together for like management or something like that, or a collaboration. But I do feel like she really likes Doechii in the way, you know, she puts out music. Okay, how does Doechii feel about Nicki Minaj? Doechii. Okay, yep. So she would love an opportunity to work with Nicki. Seven of Cups. The Nine of Cups, that talks about satisfaction. There is conflict in her energy, though. That means that she's not going to be willing to compromise on anything. If they do work together, business-wise, they could have some issues also. Now, Doechii kind of reminds me of Azalea Banks. And Azalea Banks has a big ego. So it could be similar to like, oh, you're not going to be, you know, giving me, you know, any type of guidance. It could be that. You know, we got to realize that, yeah, these girls are fans of Nicki, but outside of that, you know, they're going to be thinking like businesswoman, okay? Like, how is this going to benefit me? So it does feel like they can run into some issues, because the Five of Wands, that talks about conflict. The Ten of Pentacles, that talks about success. So Doechii will have some more success in the future. And I also see her getting into the industry a little bit more. Okay, so, you know, if she gets bigger, she's going to start doing her symbolisms and, you know, rituals and stuff like that. She's going to be heavy into it. Okay. You know, the bigger her star power grows. Let's see. How does Nikki feel about Lotto? Nicki Minaj. I don't know if I ever did a Nicki and Lotto reading. I might have. But how does Nicki Minaj feel about Lotto? She is a female rapper. I think she's signed to RCA. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Lotto? Okay, so I got the Emperor card. That talks about somebody pulling strings. She definitely feels like Lotto is getting a push, or somebody is helping Lotto's career. Okay, so she feels like, okay, you're getting a push. You know, not saying that she doesn't believe that she's talented. It's more of, you know, even the people that are talented, they don't always get a push. So she feels like, okay, I see, you know, how moves are being made for you, basically. The Page of Cups in reverse, that talks about creative block. That means that she might not always get into like the type of music Lotto makes. Okay. You know, because Lotto does talk about her coochie all the time. So that could be, you know, another thing. The Six of Pentacles in reverse, that talks about unpaid debts. Okay. And the Star card talks about, you know, Nicki being overly optimistic, or Lotto being overly optimistic. So that could mean that they may not work together. Okay. I do feel like there's a slim chance, because the Ace of Wands is here. That talks about extending the olive branch, potential opportunities. But Nikki kind of gets a creative block when, you know, she hears Latto's music. Like, it may not be super inspirational to her, because Lotto only talks about, you know, one or two things, and that's her money and that's her coochie. I mean, what does really Lotto talk about? And if you remember, Nikki did say that she did not want to talk about sex all the time, okay? But the high priestess, that talks about connection. So, you know, she would not mind building a connection with Lotto and getting to know her behind the scenes. And then the Two of Pentacles is here in reverse, and that talks about a shift. So their relationship will change in the future. It seems like Nikki's kind of distanced towards her. Eventually, she can grow to like Lotto, you know, if Lotto, you know, elevates in her music career. Okay? So I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to do a part 2 because I need to do Doechii and a few other people. So like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and have an amazing day.